Hey, comics fan, I'm a huge creature feature fan, so it should come as no surprise that I love the A Quiet Place franchise. Those Death Angels have a truly beautiful monster silhouette, almost like a crawling Slender Man if they slightly ripped it off from Pitch Black. That design alone makes them one of the most memorable creatures in modern horror. So I was excited to see that IDW Publishing was adapting the concept into the comic book medium as a part of their new IDW Dark lineup of horror IPs. I got a sneak peek in advance of issue 1 dropping of A Quiet Place Storm Warning, and first impression, it's off to a fantastic start. Comics veteran Phil Hester is writing this series and clearly has a distinct vision for what he wants to do with it. We're dropped into a small town called Pearl Island City that sits in the middle of the Mississippi River, suddenly faced with the reality of a looming alien invasion. I can't help but personally think it was influenced by Mud Island in Memphis, known for its concerts. Location here equals isolation, and that's a good thing when hungry aliens are bearing down on your ass. Having grown up in a small southern town myself, I really enjoyed the rural setting here where nobody's business is ever truly a secret, which is the secret sauce, as I thought the location would feature more heavily as a character, but that doesn't prove to be the case as it becomes more of a topographical, like ninja warrior course of obstacles to overcome rather than possessing its own identity. The real heart of the story is a family drama. People forced to confront old grudges and long simmering tensions. This isn't just that awkward Christmas dinner that only lasts a couple of hours with that weird uncle who won't stop ranting about politics and kids today while trying to bung some vape. No, this is the crucible of an alien apocalypse. And that kind of pressure is bound to cause friction, panic, and some very bad decisions. And without giving too much away, it absolutely does. Ryan Kelly is the artist on the series, best known for his work on Lucifer and other cinematic adaptations like Stranger Things, and he knows how to translate the language of the screen into our beloved four-color realm. His handling of the creature is especially effective, with their spindly arms stretching out menacingly across the page, but the real standout moments come from his character acting. He does an excellent job contrasting the monstrous with the human, which is essential to take the story to the next level and draw people in. After all, there's no jump scares to get you engaged in the story. One thing that surprised me is the way we stay in broad daylight for this first issue. From an art perspective, that means less reliance on shadow and darkness, and I have to think that was intentional by Phil, who also is an artist himself, kind of tossing him a softball. Visually, it gives the book a very distinct and memorable look, as there's nowhere to hide. Now, I do have a couple of quibbles. First, the pacing of the issue can feel a little jarring. We switch back and forth several times between the present and the flashbacks. To the book's credit, the flashbacks are clearly marked with a sepia wash. Smart move. It helps establish some backstory for readers who may have never seen one of the films. But about halfway through the issue, things suddenly ramp up into a much more frantic pace as the community inevitably collides with the marauding Death Angels. In that sense, it mirrors the movies, but the shift does feel a bit abrupt to me. My other gripe, as somebody who, this is a personal one, as someone from the disability community, I'm not a big fan of making a wheelchair-bound, presumably autistic character the catalyst for everything going to hell. There are a lot of ways that the situation could have been handled without once again using disability as a visual shorthand for vulnerability or weakness. It's unnecessary, and frankly, y'all could do better. That said, this wasn't originally a series I planned on picking up, but it is a visually striking, character-driven story wrapped in the halo of those beloved Death Angels, making it an easy recommendation for horror fans. And honestly, you don't even have to be a fan of the franchise to find it engaging. That's something these IDW Dark adaptations seem to be doing really well. I also read The Exorcism at Buckingham Palace and Event Horizon Inferno this week, and all three books do a great job honoring their source material while still adding something new to the mythology. I give a lot of credit here to editor Heather Antos, who is at the helm of the IDW Dark projects. Shameless self-promotion, we recently had her on the show, so check it out and the link in the show notes if you're interested. Anyway, A Quiet Place Storm Warning hit shelves this week, so head over to your shop and check it out. The Yeti loves a good monster story, and this one definitely delivers. Peace.